Well, hi everybody. The third, see if this one works, and we will find out pretty soon, I'm sure. Um, Here I am talking about how to reduce stress, and I just created a myself. All right, so hi Sandy, good to see you. I just want to now release this now that we've got it right yet again. Um, so I can just put the link up. Thank you for your patience, guys. So I'm just going to start all over again and just let you know that the whole reason that I am talking about stress today is because I have quite a bit of stress, and I just created this whole lot more for myself. So let's all just take a breath and breathe. Hi, Isabel. Good to see you. And so there's a reason why I'm doing this. Just bear with me. I just want to get back to where I have my quotes. I'm talking about stress because I am about to do the third of 4 moves before I move back. Again, for those of you who don't know, 3 weeks ago I had a fire in my house and I am displaced. I'm living in a hotel room and I'm about to move into an apartment, a 1-bedroom plus den. And what I was saying was that I've done a lot to try and minimize the amount of stress that I will have tomorrow because I'm going to a new place and I'm going to have to relearn everything. Hi, Jeannie. Sorry for the mess up today. I'm going to have to relearn everything. I'm going to have to know where to put the garbage and where to put the recycling and how to work the front door and the codes and all those sort of things. And so I want you to imagine that. And if you've got to do that tomorrow, and today I have a broadcast, I had a possible dinner, my Sunday Chinese dinner, and then I also have to pack. And so what I was saying, for a lot of people, I understand that it might have been better for them to drop the dinner, that it's one less thing to do, and it would give them another hour and a half to do the packing. But for me, I have to say that the dinner was the non-movable for me. I would rather go to bed late than miss the dinner. Why? I live on my own. I don't have a lot of social contact. So to be able to go out to dinner with friends is really important to me. And that will make me laugh. I will be able to do some brainstorming on some of the issues that I have going on around the fire and get some input. As you guys know, they are the people that got me introduced to the Wii, and I am now the proud owner of one. But what I said was, I won't take it just yet. I will wait until I'm more settled before I take the Wii, and then start playing those games. So an incredibly busy day. Jeannie's saying, and Jeannie, by the way, had a total house fire. She literally lost everything down to the foundation. And Jeannie's saying, we had to move from our hotel to the apartment. But that went fairly slowly and did things step by step. It turned out all right. Yes, something, I have to do this at 1 o'clock tomorrow. So what I will probably do is go down tonight and see if they, or maybe first thing tomorrow morning, I'll go down and see if there's anybody that can help me, get 2 carts up here so that we can load 2 carts up and just go down in one go. I'm pretty certain they'll lend me somebody. Because I'm such a nice person, really. Aren't I? Oh, by the way, did you notice I got some slightly blue eyeshadow to go with the blue? That was one of the things on my shopping list this week, which is I don't have any blue eyeshadow. So it was time to get some, but it was too blue. So, I had to mix it up so that I could get it to, well, part of me is an artist, right? So I was busy mixing up what little colors I had so that I could get roughly the same color. So the quote that I was talking about before I realized I was on the wrong channel, that is that if you want happiness, then for an hour, then take a nap. And if you want happiness for a day, go fishing. And if you want happiness for a year, inherit a fortune. But if you want happiness for a lifetime, help someone else. Hi there, Jamie. Good to see you as well. And Sid. I have no idea about which you speak. Sid saying, what is up with dads making their son dress up so he can go and introduce you to the neighbor as his daughter? I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you on the right channel? So, hi, Nyasha. Good to see you. And Nyasha, I'm so proud with all that you've been doing to help yourself, honey. I really am. So, Jody's saying you're not a nice person, Sal. You're an exceptionally nice person on a good day. Yeah, I would agree. On a good day. All right. Now, how many of you agree with this one, that the only way to find true happiness is to risk being completely cut open? How many of you know that somewhere in all of this chaos that is a house fire and being displaced and trying to juggle all the balls of insurance and all that stuff, and then the problems that I've had with the management where I live and so forth, it's all about how much can I cope with and stay calm, right? And the way that I am doing it is to do little bits at a time. I have a big master plan, and I wanted to actually talk to you on Friday about that, about critical thinking. How do I keep all those balls in the air at the same time? I'm pretty certain some of you will want to know that. And, Jeannie has had that experience as well. And, Jeannie, it'll be interesting to know if you could send me an email perhaps, or do it on Messenger, because you talk to me a lot on Messenger. Just let me know, what did you put in place so that you didn't drop too many balls along the way? On the good news side, I did want to let you know that I have really good news, that the city has already sent me the permit application, and I'm pretty certain that both the Reno people already have that. But what I did, because that's the way that I do things, rather safe than sorry, I actually copied it by taking pictures of it and sent it to both my insurance person and the guy that's doing the demo. But I did it on one email so they could see they both had a copy of it. And so now that's the next step in terms of my house. And I was really proud of myself this week, and it lowered a little bit of stress that I yesterday went to the house and I started doing some of the cleanup things that are required. And as some of you know, there was also this issue about my shed. And what I did was that I also used it as exercise time. And I tidied up some stuff. I swept leaves away and put them into the composter. I did all sorts of tidying stuff. I took pictures of the shed inside and out in case I need to sell the shed. I measured it. So, I've got little bits of different parts of my life that I am juggling that I did. And then I went inside to see, what does it look like after 3 weeks? And I'm pretty certain some of you are going to want to see that. And the answer in a word is empty. Just about everything is out. Oh, Nyasha's saying that she can exercise now. That is awesome. Well done. And I want to tell you that I did take a video of the house empty. And I'm probably going to get around to editing it sometime. But yes, that's what I was. It was hard to see. And I'm certain that you will hear that in my voice if I do get it edited and put up. But also, I had a feeling that it might upset a couple of you who have seen the house in, when it was so beautiful. And, the funny thing was, the room that upset me the most was my craft room. Is that strange? Because it really looks very, well, the pretty wallpaper is gone. I can see wallpaper from 40 years ago. You know what I mean? It's sort of like, no, it doesn't look so cute in here anymore. And the bathroom, my bathroom looked incredibly small, but you'll see all of that when I do that. Well, Nyasha's saying, oh, how sad. And how many of you are feeling that? Oh, how sad. So I thought what I would just talk to you about is, if you were going to do what I did, which is know that you were going to go into an empty house that has been stripped of wallpaper and all those sort of things, what would you do to limit the stress? And one of the things I did was make sure I got a lot of exercise before I went in. Why would that be a good idea? Sweep the leaves, tidy up, do stuff. Right, Jeannie's saying, you can feel bad, but you think that it'll get better as things progress. Yes, Jeannie, I remembered your story. And, that you had everything down to the basement level and then got the permit. Oh, first of all, you had to wait to get the permit to demolish. And I'm just doing a Jeannie here. I'm going to have to wait now for the permit to rebuild. And it's coming, and that's fine. And then I thought, let me go in and see what it looks like now. And it was a bit of a shock. I don't mind telling you. No ceilings anywhere. I think all the ceilings were down. I could be wrong, but you'll see it when I do the video. But there were things that made me laugh, right? For example, I thought the washer dryer had gone, that they'd taken it out, but it wasn't. It was in the bedroom, and I'm going, wonder why they put it in the bedroom. Who cares? They did. Do you remember there was that one unit in the studio that had that built-in thing that Yvonne and I didn't like, and we wanted to get it out, but we couldn't work out how to get it out? Well, they took it out for me. That lowered my stress. Hey, Sid saying, some people will watch a sad movie and they will want to feel sad. I just think of the relationship with my father. Yeah. So it's where you put your mind. So that is the whole thing. That's called reframing. So when I walked in and I saw an empty TV area, that's with my fireplace, that's the first thing you see. I went, and then I found one of my hearing aids. So that cheered me up. Yes, that's interesting. Jeannie's saying that because they've gutted, we are also adding a small bathroom in the basement, and we're making a guest bathroom a bit bigger, and the office will have a better view. Exactly. One of the things about rebuilding is that you get to make changes. Now, I won't be able to rebuild the structure, because the structure actually is good, Nyasha. I won't need to rebuild the house. The only thing that needs to be let me just think about this. I have to rebuild some of the struts that hold up the roof, the trusses. So that's why I need a permit, right? Those need to be replaced because they burned. And as you will see in the video, just how far that smoke went down. It's quite horrific. But they will have to rebuild a bathroom completely. My bathroom is just 4 walls now. But remember, I always wanted a shower that I could walk into, if necessary, with a walker, right? So I can now see that's going to look perfect. And I have asked them to rebuild me a walk-in shower, wall to wall. so that I will have plenty of room. Jeannie's saying, you're so glad that your lungs are okay. So one of the things I'm checking daily, Jeannie, just so that you know, is my lung capacity. And it's still at 98%. So, 3 weeks later, it's still at 98%, which I think is pretty good. By the way, Jeannie, I'm doing a lot to help that. I'm trying to make sure I go out and get fresh air every day, or at least every other day. And today, I'm very proud of myself, Jeannie. I managed to do, I've got a sort of lap of this hotel parking lot that I can do for half a mile. No, I lie, a third of a mile. And then today, a third of the mile, and came up 4 flights of stairs, all the way up to the 4th floor, without holding onto the railing. I've done that twice now. I'm so proud of myself. Sid is saying, my main fear isn't of heights or spiders, but that everything my dad says about me is true. Wow. Sid, that is sad, really sad. Tell me something. How did you find us, Sid? And I want to address that if you would like me to. Niash is saying, is the house insured? At least will it be rebuilt at no cost to you? Yes and no. It is well insured. Will it be without cost to me? Possibly not, because some of the things I may ask them to do in the rebuild will not necessarily be covered by the insurance. But if they're rebuilding my house, it would be a good time to, certain things, certain rooms, it'd be a pretty good time to rebuild it the way I would like it. So one of the things, for example, is, that I would like a walk-in shower that I can get into easily. The previous shower was very difficult for me to get into. And so that's what I would be thinking about. And also, will I get the furnace replaced at the same time? I don't, part of me goes, it might be a good time to do that, while it's all a mess and everything, is to have them do that. But I will see when I get to that point. So, Sid, the subject of which you speak is a very sad one, and therefore I just want to check if it's okay for me to talk about it. The reason I say that is that this is a group of really caring people that support one another. And that sort of story is really important, not only for you, but also for other people, because they will have their own feelings about this. And so let me know if you would like to discuss it, because I will gladly do so. And as I said, I'd love to know how you found us. It always is interesting to me to see how people find us. We're a group of people that get together 3 times a week, and we do what we can to support each other through all sorts of things. But I will not discuss your issue without permission, because I just want to make sure, I don't have a fancy piece of paper. Any input I might give you might be from my experience of a human being. Okay, Sid, I still don't have your permission to talk about it. So until I do, I'm not going to read that. The reason is that you have to understand that after the broadcast, this video will stay up live. The words that you're typing won't, but what my reply is to you will. And so therefore, that isn't something that that's the reason I'm not mentioning your second name, all those sort of things. I really do like to protect your space and have you know that I respect it. And it's important that I get permission. So let me know. I don't know about the rest of you, but when I challenged myself, what I thought I would do is try and work up to going up 4 flights of stairs, because because I knew the new place, I was going to be on the 4th floor as well. And quite honestly, I didn't think I'd get past the 1st floor. And so when I made it all the way to the 4th floor, and I didn't stop on the way, when I didn't got all the way up to the 4th floor without holding onto a handrail, I went, for 73, that's not bad. And to go back to the comment about my lung capacity, not bad. I'll make sure my doctor knows I can do 4 flights of stairs without touching a handrail, and that my lung capacity is still at 98. All right, so Sid has now given me permission. And Sid, of course, and as far as respecting my space, my dad could learn a thing or two from you. Well, I'm presuming you're an adult, Sid. So can you tell me, are you in your 20s now, your 30s, or maybe in your teens? What age group are you in? Just give me the decade. You're in your teens, are you in your 20s, 30s, 40s, or more? And the reason is the way I will talk to you about this will probably be slightly different, depending on your age. And the comment that Sid said that I could discuss is, and I quote, "When I was in high school, a drunk middle-aged guy stumbled onto our campus and started catcalling a group of 13-year-old girls. When I got a better look, I was like, oh, that's my dad." I don't know about the rest of you, but I can really feel that. And I'm pretty sure that I don't know how old you were at the time, Sid. But here's the reply from Jeannie. Sid, the acts of an alcoholic belong to him, not you. You can decide to do everything differently as you grow up. Yes, we have quite a few of our viewers, Sid, who know this story. And I say know the story, that lived with alcoholic parents. And, we've got some horror stories that we have heard. But, you also, I'm pretty sure, are interested in not reliving his life. Otherwise, I don't think you'd be here. And so for me, it's like, how wonderful that you would come in and try and get some help. And let me ask you, Sid, if there's one piece of help that we could give you, one bit of support that we could give you today, what would you like help with? I don't want to presume I know. I would like to know what it is that, if I could leave you with one little gift today, what area of this would you like help with? I grew up in a family, just so you know, Sid, that however much it looked like Downton Abbey, I grew up with a family that literally watched the clock go until lunchtime so they could have drinks, and then watch the clock again in the afternoon until 5 o'clock when they could start drinking again. Now, they weren't alcoholics, they said, but their life revolved around those 2 times when they could start drinking. Very interesting. It took me, a lifetime to understand it all and to get it. But, that was the way they lived their life. And by the way, if they wanted a drink in between, they'd say, I'm pretty sure it's 5 o'clock somewhere in the world, so it's okay to have a drink. Or then the other thing, Sid, is that I can remember that they hated to drink alone, right? Because there was a thing said in my day where if you could drink on your own, you were an alcoholic. So guess what? They never wanted to drink on their own. So you know how they got around that? They'd have one of the children there, so they weren't drinking on their own. So yeah, I've got some experience of that. And by the way, at one point in my life, Sid, I married a dry drunk, somebody who gave up drinking but didn't deal with the problems. So there are a lot of people here that understand and have done the work to rebuild their lives, because without a doubt, that sort of experience, living with a drunk parent or a spouse or whatever, it scars you. There's no doubt about it. It scars you. But the thing is, you don't have to, as Jeannie said, you can choose to live a different life. You will never forget the memories, but you can choose to live a different life with very good reason. The Dalai Lama said happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. And so I choose to be happy today. All right, regardless of the fact that I've got all this stress around moving tomorrow, regardless of the fact that I had 3 attempts to get on the right channel to do this broadcast today, regardless of the fact that, things don't always go right. I choose to enjoy today. And, I trust, here's the interesting thing, I trust those that wanted to follow me on all the wrong places would still find me. And so to me, the choices I make me. So I don't know about the rest of you, but when I realize that everything I do in life is a choice, then I can be happy. I don't have to say, oh, it's not fair, I don't have enough time. I choose to go to dinner. Nobody's making me. I choose to do that. I could cancel it. Everybody would understand. And I choose to stay up a bit later tonight and pack. And I choose to be really quite amazed how much I've managed to gather around me in just 3 weeks. Jeannie's saying she and York gave themselves a day off. We relaxed at home today, did little except read and watch TV. I don't know if you can hear, Jeannie, but my cold is a lot better, but it's still there. And I gave myself almost a week off. I did the essential things, but I've been giving myself a lot of time to relax and take it easy because I want to, just give my body a chance to heal. So I wonder what it is you need to let go of today, right? I'm pretty sure that you've all got your to-do lists and you've got a lot of stuff that you need to do. One of the ways I found to find more time is to limit the time you spend in front of a computer. I've got to tell you that. If you want to give yourself more time in the day, tell yourself that I am only going to go on the computer first thing in the morning, maybe at lunchtime, and then once in the evening, until all the other tasks are done. And that is what I have been doing to make sure that I have enough time. Hi, Chip. Good to see you. So you understand, it's like I choose to limit the time I'm sitting with the computer until I finish the other tasks. Then I can spend all night on it if I want to. I made sure that when I needed to rest because of the cold and everything, that I found myself, what do you call it, a bingeable thing to watch. I had 6 seasons of it, and I literally just sat and watched most of it in a week. 6 seasons of a program, and loved it. It really felt good. Jody's saying, yes, letting go of unreasonable expectations, just doing as much as I can within my limitations. And by the way, we definitely want to give Jody a big round of applause. She has done so much to help herself with her diet and everything else that she has come off insulin. Jody, how long have you been on insulin? You imagine being insulin dependent and then changing your diet enough. Jody's saying she has been on insulin since August of 2014. And in 1 year, I believe I'm right on that, Jody, in 1 year with improving her diet and improving mobility and stuff like that, she has taken herself straight off insulin and is now just on metamorphin, whatever that word is. So I'm hoping that gives some of you hope. And by the way, that's why I've always said, I've learned more from Jody than I have of a lot of people. And what I found is the stuff that Jody has taught me is metformin. Thank you. I don't know why I always want to put an A in there. I'm Canadian, eh? That's why. Which one do I call it? Metformin. Never mind. Metformin. So, and by the way, I did see Sandy, I think, or somebody put up a warning that there is a problem with the long release. Is it called the long release metformin? So if any of you are taking that, please make sure you check it out on the recall. So when you look at what Jody has done, it tells us we can all do it if we want to, right? We have to want to do it. All right, and Jody's saying, thank you, Jeannie. Sal's help started me on the path of an improved vision of me, both mentally and physically. So what I want you all to understand is what makes you happy is when you're doing things moving in the right direction. Moving in the right direction, all right? It's not, remember we've said this before, it's not the end result. I went up those stairs yesterday for the first time. My hope was that I'd be able to do one full flight of stairs without holding onto the railing. And then I thought I probably need to rest before I do the second. So you can imagine the effect on my endorphins, right? The happy stuff that gets released when you're happy. Can you imagine the effect of my endorphins when I did 4 flights without stopping and without holding onto a handrail? I really didn't think I could do that. I'm pretty certain Jody didn't even think I could do that with the problems I've been having with my hip and everything else up until the fire. So what I've noticed is sleeping on a good mattress, I haven't had the hip problems. Tells you a lot, doesn't it? My back isn't sore, as I said. All right, so Jeannie. Jeannie's saying, I'm thinking about climbing the stairs here. We're on the 1st floor, but I have not done so yet. I challenge you, Jeannie, to go up them without holding onto a handrail. Right? Start not holding onto the handrail and see how far you can get. Because that is, right? That is when you're going to know. I was stunned. I am pretty certain you will surprise yourself. And if you have to hold the handrail after the 3rd step, then you know next time you're going to try for 4. All right? That is what it's all about. One step at a time, remember? That's what I talk about. One step at a time. So I was quite sure I was not going to make it up half the flight before I had to hang on to a handrail. When I did, I'm going, oh, I think I'll try another. And up I went. And then I went, I think I'll try the 3rd. By then I was breathing pretty heavily. And I went up the 3rd and I'm going, seriously? You think I can do the 4th? And I did. Because I didn't mind if halfway up the 4th flight I needed to hold onto a handrail because I got way farther than I thought I could anyway. So Jody's saying, I was pleasantly surprised and delighted. Your hip has been so painful and you've been working on keeping mobility. It's obviously working. Yes. And Jody, I did buy a new balance dome. I did have that on my list, and I still may do that. But quite honestly, I thought the Wii would probably be doing that for me as well. But, there's a part of me that goes, having the dome, it's always there when I walk in and out of the bathroom. So I might still do that, but I'll probably wait until I go back home. So life is amazing, isn't it? So I'm pretty sure that you all know that felt so good. And how many of you know that leaving tomorrow will be sad for me in some ways? I've made socially distant friends here with all the staff that work here. So that's going to be difficult. I will make a point I've already said goodbye to one person because I checked to see if they'll be working tomorrow, and they won't. So I already said goodbye to them. And just everybody that I see now, I will make sure that I say goodbye. Dale Carnegie said, it isn't what you have or who you are or where you are or what you're doing that makes you happy or unhappy. It's what you think about. Hi, Autumn. Always better late than never, in my view. And remember, you can always replay the beginning. Yes, and Jeannie said the same thing. Hotel staff can be great. We're all well cared for. Absolutely. And so it'll be sad in a way. But, there's nothing to stop me coming back and chatting to them every now and then if that's what I really wanted to do. I will make sure that when I leave, I will write a letter to the Hilton Group who owns this hotel. This is it's a sort of second level Hilton. So I will write a letter to make sure everybody gets, kudos for looking after me as well as they did. And they did. They really made me feel safe and happy and, couldn't do enough sort of thing. So, now, was it perfect? No, they've still got a dripping tap from when I moved in, but I didn't keep nagging them about it. I just thought, hey, I'll let them know when I leave. Please get that tap fixed. People are unhappy when they get something too easily. You have to sweat. I wonder how many of you think that children today get things too easily. Interesting, Jeannie's saying in her complex, tomorrow starts Appreciation Week. Isn't that nice? And oh, you made a lemon cake after all. Yes, you did enter the baking contest. All right, good for you. David C. Hill said, we cannot control the world. We know that, right? We can only and barely control our own reactions to it. Happiness is largely a choice, not a right or an entitlement. You see, when you become accountable in your life, when you realize that they're not doing it to you most of the time, it has a lot to do with what you're doing. When you get to understand that, your life becomes so much happier. When you realize that you are making choices all the time to stay friendly with the wrong people, to allow things to happen that you don't want, to keep people in your life that bring you down, not build you up. When you realize that, it's quite a shock. Jeannie's saying that her cake was chocolate frosting, strawberry jam in the middle, and cherries on top. How many of you are going, I am. And no calories and no carbs, I can tell. You also entered your fruit, organic sweet grapes with sour cream and brown sugar. Wow. That's a nice combination. Dennis Waitley said, happiness cannot be traveled to, owned, earned, worn, or consumed. Happiness is the spiritual experience of living every minute with love, grace, and gratitude. Happiness is the spiritual experience of living every minute with love, grace, and gratitude. How many of you can feel that? Autumn saying, "You are making me hungry. I am too pregnant to talk about cake and not have any." You know, here's another thing I achieved yesterday. Oh, I've got to show you. You know that I'm cooking on a 2-burner thing, yeah. And you know that one of the things I saved from the fire was my sourdough. I've got to see if I can get the picture of this for you. I was so proud of myself because where is it? Come on, people. Oh, rats. You know what I did? I took the picture and then hang on, people. And I took it with this phone. I must have put it into my computer. Anyway, let me talk to you about it. Hi, Rinsky. Good to see you. I actually cooked a pita bread from my sourdough starter and added some stuff. And I want to tell you that it made me so happy because I've never been able to do that before. And in fact, I have been making, because I haven't got an oven here, I've been making my own wraps and now I try the pita every day. And I found another thing that I found that made me really happy was, have any of you heard of Wow peanut butter? It's peanut butter that doesn't have peanuts in it. It's so cute. York said that if anybody tasted Jeannie's cake, she would win. Yeah. That's a good husband. So I found that. I also found some raspberry jam without any sugar. Okay. All right. So let me just go get that and show you, Jody, just in case you can find it too. Hold on a second. Oh, too many wires. Way too many wires. Hang on, people. All right. So I thought I'd mention this because a lot of you might not have seen it, but it's called Wow Butter. And let me just double check this. 4 grams of carbs and literally just 2 grams of sugar. And it tastes great, I must admit. So it's made from soy. That's important to know because some of the viewers can't eat soy. but it was made so children could have peanut butter to take to school. And how does it taste? To me, it tastes just like peanut butter. And so I will prove that to you. Not only does it taste just like peanut butter, it sticks to your teeth just like peanut butter. So I was really pleased to find that. Oh, I didn't know that. Proudly crafted in Canada, which is why Sandy knew about it. But worth looking into if you're looking to cut your carbs. And I also found, I just couldn't, I packed it already, but I also found some raspberry jam. Sun butter as well, right? Using sunflower seeds. So what I've always said about being pre-diabetic, don't tell me what I can't eat. Tell me what I can. And, you know, that's why I started to make my own sourdough, right? Was because I can eat sourdough. And now I'm making my own wraps at the moment because I didn't have an oven, but I've got the sourdough starter. So guess what? I literally would take about, I'm not going to get up again, but half a cup of the starter. No, half a cup of the starter mixed with some flour and stuff. And then I just put extra water in it and then blend it until it looks like batter. And then just pour it into a hot pan. Instant crepes, not crepes, wraps. So, you know, it's like I've never, been somebody to make my own wraps, but guess what? Now for breakfast, I have a wrap with some peanut butter on it. And then if I need, if I'm really craving stuff, I will have a wrap with a little bit of jam, of this, no sugar jam on it. And by the way, the jam was just amazing. It had no carbs or anything else. And Judy's saying, I'm still making Italian sandwiches for the vet staff. Yes, you are a very generous person like that. Diego Val said, I think the key to life is just being a happy person, and happiness will bring you success. Jody's saying, look what you've been able to continue to do while living in the hotel. Options, not excuses. I want to tell you, though, as you know, Jody, my blood sugars have been affected by the stress this week, by the cold and the stress. I'm not eating that badly, but my blood sugars are up higher than, a full point higher than normal. And so that is pretty worrying to me. And then I'm going, well, I need to settle. I can either use the excuse that I need to settle first, right? That would be one option. Well, it's because of the stress and I've had a cold, Fact, it is fact that those things will put up my blood sugar. But the fact that I need to wait until I move to correct it is an excuse because it's not true. So what I've been doing is to be grateful for the fact that I am taking a lot of water in and doing a lot more of that, even though I have reason that my sugars have been elevated. But again, elevated to 7.5 in the mornings. Now, we know I've always had higher readings in the mornings. And so what I've been doing is saying, okay, fine. I'm going to give myself a week to get those readings back under control. And, I will probably flood myself in trying to do that. But what do I know will get those blood sugars down? More exercise, more water. Well, I tell you, Naasha, I couldn't understand it the way that I do without the help. By the way, Nyasha, I found a peanut butter that has very few carbs in it, and I don't know if you can get it in your neck of the woods. Nyasha lives in Tobago, but it's called Wow Butter, and it literally has only, there's no peanuts in it. That's the joke. What did I say? No cholesterol. It has just 2 grams of sugar and 4 grams of carbs total. That's all. And, you know, that's amazing. But it's made in Canada. You can tell that by the maple leaf. So, and it tastes just like peanut butter. So the thing, Nyasha, that we're all saying is keep looking at those labels. You're going to, you know, a year from now, you'll be going, I found so many things I can eat. And also look for sun butter. That's right. Right, Jody, and that's the thing. Jody's saying that, and Lauren can't eat soy either, right? So apparently this is made from a soy product. So, would it be TMI to know why? What it does to you? If it's TMI, don't worry. But because I think some people are probably interested in why can some people not eat soy? The same thing as some of you may or may not know, but you know, if you have things made with alcohol, sugar alcohol, whatever they call it, you know, it's going to make your stomach move pretty fast. I didn't know that, but it does. Yeah, I understand that your doctor told you not to after your cancer, but do you know why? What is it that it does, Jody? So there are no nuts in here at all. That's the interesting thing. And I didn't buy it because it didn't have nuts. I bought it because it has so little sugar in it. And whenever you feel like a little, it doesn't taste like it doesn't have sugar in it. I can tell you that. It tastes really great. And of course, maybe the best way to have peanut butter without anything in it is to buy some peanuts and grind them up. Tastes really good. Oh, I gotta go. All right, so thank you all for your patience today. And also, thank you for understanding that this all is a process. And Nyasha's saying, Mama Sal, I'm always looking at labels now. What a huge change. I never used to. You see, because it's beginning to make sense to you, Nyasha. I assure you, I never looked at labels until I met Jody and had my thing. I mean, I'd look at them occasionally and pretend I knew what I was doing. Why? I noticed other people were doing that. So I always thought, And now, one of the things I do, Nyasha, it's a pretty sure bet when I'm going, I look at the calories always to start with. So the first thing it tells me, there are 100 calories, and I go, what's the serving size? 100 calories per 1 tablespoon. That's not a whole lot. So a nice snack, you know, tablespoon of that on a wrap. Well, I'm off to go, and you all know, I'm off to go and have dinner with my friends, Chinese dinner, and and then I am going to come back and pack everything down except what I'm going to wear tomorrow or what I need to put my face on and, you know, do those sort of things. So that is what the plan is. What's your plan? How are you going to limit your stress this week? Can I have some input from you? Because it's amazing how if you ask for things, you get it. Remember how many things I was busy asking the world to bring me in my house, and I've got it because of the fire. Sandy's saying, I'm looking for higher calorie things now. I'm melting away. Well, peanut butter with apples are wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And once a week, Nyasha, try peanut butter with a drizzle of honey, just once a week, with just a drizzle of honey and peanut butter. That's to die for. No, not to die for. That is wonderful to have. All right, so Jodi's going to be keeping to a reasonable to-do list and counting my blessings every day. Good girl. Yes. And Jeannie, going to enjoy Appreciation Week here. Food trucks Wednesday night, free breakfast to go on Friday. Isn't that wonderful? What a great, and that's in the apartment building? What an incredible group of people. I don't know why. I think that's just wonderful. Yeah. Who knows? I might find that apartment living actually suits me quite well. Sandy's going to continue to tackle the tasks she's been putting off. Great. And we'll look forward to hearing the success on that. And Autumn says, I have a lot of calories too. I'm pregnant with twins and keep losing weight, not gaining enough. But it's so good. You know something? You're going to be really happy that you did that. You know, by the time you've given birth to the twins, I presume you're smart enough to eat enough to keep the twins going properly. But, you know, it's like you are going to be so grateful because you won't have all that weight to lose afterwards. I remember how, even with all that Judy did, she struggled to lose weight after the twins. Yeah. Nyasha said she's afraid of honey because her grandpa died after taking it. His sugar spiked to an all-time high. I'll try peanut butter with apple. That's why I said to you, the first thing is you are really doing a great job of controlling your blood sugar already, Nyasha. I mean, I'm pretty stunned. Do you know what it was when they checked it last time? Because what I want you to know is that you took action and the action has helped you lower your sugar intake. And it's wonderful. 85, that's amazing. Hang on, I've got to see what that is in my world. You guys understand that I'm in Canada, so we count things differently. But I know that's low. 85, wow, that's way low. So the thing that we said to you, 85 is incredibly low. Did you eat it all that day? All right, Autumn, good to see you. Thank you for being there. Yeah, 4.8. Mine was down to 4.3 at one point yesterday, and I thought I better eat now. So, all right, yeah, it is very low. That is incredibly, congratulations, well done. You don't want to go much lower than that, quite honestly. Yeah, Kez, hi Kez. Kez is saying, my mom, when I was at primary school, would make my sister and I peanut butter with sultanas and thinly sliced red apple on a white bread. Thought it was weird, but it tasted great. Yes, it really does. I got to go. I'm going to be late. Big hugs to you all. You obviously get patient. I've got lots of video coming your way. And I know I haven't done the hotel ones, but I thought perhaps I would do hotel 1, hotel 2, and maybe, and then the third one that the apartment that I'm moving to, or maybe then the 2 apartments as a different one. This is DearMamaSal saying, be happy. Being happy means reducing your stress. Only one person can reduce it. Stuff is still going to come at you all week. Only you can reduce your stress by the way you think, the way you act, and the choices you make. This is Dear Mama Sal saying bye-bye for now.